All right, it's 7:30 on this Wednesday night. We are inching closer to the Christmas holiday, but this is Do You Like It or Not? I'm producer Chris, and tonight we're talking about social media bans, the nation that just outlawed Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and more for anyone under 16 years old. We're talking about Home Alone updates, 90s comeback, Bachelorette parties, and much, much more. But you know I can't do it alone. I need your help. So before we dive into all of that, let's talk about how you can join us live. You see the graphic right there. We are streaming. There are a lot of different ways to do it. If you're watching on YouTube, you can leave some comments in the chat. We'll read those coming up in just a little bit. If you're watching on the Fox local app, on your connected TV. You can make it a two-screen experience. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code you see right there, get your hot takes ready. If you're watching on our website, fox5dc.com, or you're watching Fox Local Mobile on your phone and you can't scan that QR code because you can't do two things at once, I tried to make it easy for you. I pinned it to the top of my Instagram page. You see it right there, Fox5 Producer Chris. That's also where we're streaming live behind the scenes on TikTok right now. I see some familiar names scrolling through as we go. And speaking of Instagram, that's where we also have our broadcast channel. We post a story there to get the conversation started a little early. We'll check that in just a moment. First, we'll also check in with our virtual co-hosts in just a moment. First, though, let's say hello to my in-studio one. Please welcome, making her Do You Like It or Not debut. We are talking about the Entertainment Esquire, Jay Carter here.
Hi,
hello,
Chris.
good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Nice to see everyone.
Fresh off of Celebrity Dish yesterday. Yes. But for those of you, everyone out there watching who doesn't know you from The Morning Show, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I contribute to Celebrity Dish with my Entertainment Esquire brand. I am an entertainment attorney. I'm also a law professor. Mm-hmm. And so I do what we call infotainment.
Yes.
So I love to give out information and educate, but I like to make it fun and entertaining. So I have a weekly YouTube show. And then I have a companion podcast. So if you don't have time to sit and watch me, you can just listen to me on the go, and you'll be brought up to speed with all your legal, juicy news stories.
And, you know, it's keeps you busy. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
There are a lot of celebrities getting in themselves in some trouble every now and then. And so plenty of material. But we appreciate you joining us here on our YouTube/streaming show. So you ready to dive right in?
Yes, let's
dive
in.
All right, let's do it. First up, we're talking about former SNL star Pete Davidson, not in any legal trouble right now, but he's gearing up for fatherhood for the first time. And he said in a recent interview that he has everything ready except one major thing. The one major thing that he does not have yet is a name for that newborn baby. Now, the baby hasn't come yet. What we think that baby is going to be arriving here anytime in between around December, January. He said he and his girlfriend thought they had a name picked out, then they liked another one, and now they just plan to wait until the baby is born so they can meet that baby and make a final decision based on how they feel about it. So Jay, waiting until the baby's born to pick a name, do you like this or not?
I think I like it because sometimes you do have to see the kid to name it.
Right.
And I also think you have to be really careful what you name your children. I think sometimes if you name someone something and it means something, you know, for better or worse, their personality can kind of mesh with it. So, yeah, I actually think, like, I don't think you need, and it's not like it's the gender reveal or their baby shower.
Right.
It's the name, and a lot of times celebrities don't even reveal the name for some time. I think, in fact,
one of the Jenner sisters.
I was gonna say started with Wolf, which was awful. Why would you name Air? Why would you name? But you know what? I'm still feeling it because the sister is Stormy. So you got Stormy and Air. She has all the weather children. So
we're going to go to Melissa in the Lion Zoom room. Now, I chose this story with you specifically in mind. Baby Jordan joining us live right there, literally born days ago. So, is this Jordan's mom? Well, hello, and thank you for joining us, and congratulations.
Thank you all.
So, did you know the name going in, or did you wait until you met baby Jordan to finalize that name?
No, the moment my husband and I got pregnant, we started making a list of names that started with J.
Okay.
That's a good name.
I'm J. We started thinking of girl names and then boy names. And then the debate has always been the middle names.
Okay.
So I started thinking about it really early. I don't know how you go in the hospital, give birth, and not have any idea what your child's name is.
Yeah, I think
doesn't
it would be
make
good to at least have it narrowed down by the time you make it
yeah.
to the hospital.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to be surprised, whether it's a boy or a girl, you kind of have to contend. Okay, Jasmine for a girl, Jordan for a boy, or Jordan for both. It doesn't matter,
Yeah,
right? We all
Jordan works
It's
for both.
unisex. Yeah.
Well, congratulations again, and thank you so much for
congratulations.
joining us here and sharing your story. Allison's in the Lion Zoom room. Allison, with any of your children or grandchildren, were they kind of a last-minute call? Did you not know going into it? Which, did you have it narrowed down, but you didn't know what it was going to be, or did you know the whole time?
Yeah, with all of the kids, only one was I didn't know, and it was like a bad marriage getting ready to end type of situation. And literally, my husband, we were in a military hospital. He made me drive a stick to the hospital while I was in labor, and he said, "I'm leaving to go overseas." And it was bad. They had the MPs like straight stay outside the room so he wouldn't leave. It was real crazy. So I rushed through the delivery, pushed him out in 30 minutes. He looked at me and said, "Name him after me." And then he left and caught a plane. So I was like, absolutely not. So I thought I was having a girl, had the girl name all prepared, and it was a boy. So I was like, you know what? He had no name. He was baby boy for 2 days. And I was living in Alexandria at the time, and every street I went around, I saw Cameron Street, Cameron Run. Everything was Cameron, so I named my baby Cameron.
Oh, look at
There
that.
you
I like
go.
that name.
That's right. It was kind of like a literal sign. David, did you know what your son's name was going to be before you got to the hospital?
I think I've shared the naming story with you before, but my wife and I, we hadn't agreed, and it was getting down to about 2 months beforehand, and we were kind of at a stalemate at what we wanted. And my sister suggested a name. We both liked it, and so we kind of compromised on that. Well, what's your situation right now with your baby due anytime now, Chris?
Yeah,
you got the name picked
so
out?
this story obviously hit a little close to home because we are also due either at the end of December or early January, depending on how things progress. But we don't have one yet. We have narrowed it down to a few options. We planned literally this weekend to practice saying some of those options out loud to each other to kind of see how they sound if we say them repeatedly. But
Is this the first baby?
It is the first baby.
Oh, so that's good. It's even more pressure.
Yeah,
Okay.
so but as of right now, we're planning on going into the hospital and meeting this baby before we come to a final decision.
I think that's reasonable, and maybe a feeling that you're having right now. I know that I did, and something that grows even more as a parent is you come to start thinking that if the baby's healthy, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You want a good, healthy, strong baby. Name whatever, so long as that baby's healthy, that's what you want to focus your attention on.
That's right.
Amazing.
All right, you can keep the comments coming on YouTube. We'll check that coming up in just a little bit. In the meantime, let's move on and talk about social media now, because Australia just banned it for kids under the age of 16. And we are talking about all the big ones: Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and more. Supporters of that ban say it is designed to shelter kids from addictive algorithms, online predators, and digital bullies. The 10 banned platforms, like I said, include Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, and more. Under the new law, those platforms need to show they have taken reasonable steps to deactivate accounts used by young children and to prevent new accounts being opened. Otherwise, they will face millions of dollars in fines. Now, neither kids who break the new rules nor their parents will face any kind of punishment. So we posted this on our broadcast channel earlier to get some comments. Tanaya says she likes it. Social media can be very toxic. Kathleen says, I like it. It's hard enough to figure out who you are as a teen without the added pressure of social media. Shayla, I kind of like it because it gets the kids off the web. They will need to find other ways to entertain themselves, like learn how to socialize with others. Whitney says, I agree. Lovely Shell. Honestly, I'm 50-50 about this, and Love More 26. I like it. Social media can be dangerous. It's something the parents should monitor. It's a step in the right direction. So Jay, do you like this plan to ban social media for kids under 16?
I'm going to go with what Shayla said. I think a long time ago, I call them, what are they, Generation Z and Generation Alphas. they are growing up in the world where it always existed. We come from a world where we know when it was not there. So we know how to read books and get out and do other things. So I think I'm with your commenter, Shayla. She said that it's going to force them to find other ways to entertain themselves. And so actually like it. I mean, under 16, I mean, that's pretty young. I mean, I don't think I was able. Most people aren't. To me, again, I'm not anybody's mom, but
right.
I don't think I would want my teenager to probably be on before 14 or 15 anyway. So yeah, under 16, I think that's about right.
So, Melissa, I'm going to start with you. The idea of not being able to use social media until you were able to get a driver's license. Do you like this?
I agree. I completely agree. The less social media these kids watch, the better. I see a lot of kids. I'll give you a perfect example. I have my adopted granddaughter. She uses social media. I mean, she's 17, but she had a seizure on live on social media while she was playing
Roblox
or whatever the hell. And of course, it became something of a bullying situation, and it got ugly. And so, yes, I agree. Take it away until you're able to get a driver's license or at least a part-time job or a summer youth job or something. But it just helps them stay safer from a lot of the things that are going on and more alert and more aware in school, especially.
Okay. Oh, Maria is back. Welcome back to the Lion Zoom room, first and foremost. It's been a little bit.
I've missed y'all.
We've missed you too. So do you like the idea of banning social media for teenagers under 16?
I love it. I don't just like it, I love it. Because I feel they get to really learn how to socialize in real life, and they can get off the screens. I know research shows how it just kind of messes up the way the brain processes and the dopamine hits. So I really see the benefit of getting out there in the real world, getting a job, getting a driver's license. And then after you've formed into yourself, you know how to defend yourself with regular in-person human beings, then, okay, let's get digital and apply what we know from real life into a digital space. So I love it.
Okay, interesting. Chad, just playing devil's advocate here, there are a lot of parents out there and there are a lot of teenagers out there who are already probably more successful than I will ever be in my entire life because of social media, the money that they can earn from it. This would impact that hugely.
Yeah, my initial reaction is I don't like people telling me how to parent. But as a parent, if you want to have your young children off social media, they might be the oddball, because if everybody else has it and your kid doesn't, that excludes them from what everybody else is doing now. If nobody has it, it might be easier to take that control back. I don't know. I'm kind of flip-flopping this one because I don't like people telling me what to do or how to parent. But this might be a good thing. Yeah, that's fair. Well, let's ask another parent. David waving in our Zoom room.
Yeah, I disagree with this. I disagree because I think it's too restrictive. The social media is kind of like being at a party, And if you have young kids at a party, is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. If you have young kids at a party by themselves where they're running it, can they get in trouble? Yes, they can. So what you need is effective guardrails, And at parties, you have chaperones for young kids. You just need to have either parental settings or the social media sites need to come up with the proper tools so that you can supervise these things correctly. That will help the children because they need to be exposed to social environments and parties and social media, but they can grow into it. And so long as you have the correct supervision on it, you can manage it along. What you don't want to do is just introduce it to them when they hit 18 and just leave them off on their own, kind of like Catholic schoolgirls, the stereotypes.
I've heard about them. Having gone to a Catholic boys' school.
There are groups of people of which, Catholic schoolgirls tend to be one of the stereotypes is as soon as you get them away from authority, they go crazy, So I think the idea...
Not the ones I met. I must have been doing something wrong, David.
No, they actually have Instagram teen accounts. So Instagram has launched in the last few months. So maybe each platform, maybe they have TikTok teen accounts, Facebook. They have teen accounts. So they can only see certain things, only certain things. So that goes to what you were saying. Just let them on, but it's just in a restricted way. I like that. That's a midway point.
Supervision definitely key here. All right, all my fellow millennials out there know the 90s are back with a vengeance. Some people love it. Others, like former Seinfeld star Julia Louis-Dreyfus, also from right here in Bethesda, Maryland, not one of those people. Take a listen.
90s are back, babe.
Listen, if anybody in America is listening to this,
Please don't do the 90s again.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay, well, you're wrong and I'm right.
No.
And so just leave it at that.
You're being triggered, but I'm telling you, 90s, like that, the floral with like a chunky shoe and a tight and a blazer, jackpot. Like you and Jen Aniston, when you look at pictures like Rachel and Elaine, everybody's dressing like that now. And
I don't know what to say. I'm just so sorry.
All right, so you heard it right there. Jay, the 90s comeback, fashion-wise. Do you like this?
I think there's some things in the 90s. You have to remember, fashion is, what is it?
Cyclical.
Cyclical. Yeah. So certain things are always going to come back. I don't think I liked everything in the 90s, but the stuff that was good, I think we can bring it. It's going to come back whether we want it to or not.
Whether we want it to or not,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Allison, how about you? Do you like the idea of the 90s fashion making a comeback?
No way. To me, that was the worst fashion era ever. When I see pictures of me and what I used to wear, I was on trend back then, but all the baggy stuff and the colors and the lace Madonna gloves, it was so ugly. I would rather do 70s than do the 90s. No, thank you.
Oh, Maria, I'm going to ask you. What about you? Do you like the idea of a 90s comeback?
As someone who was born right at the beginning of the 90s, I would say I don't like it. Just there's a reason we're about to enter 2026, New year, new you.
New beginnings.
The cycles can't kind of happen, but please don't take me backwards. I don't like it.
All right.
Forward ever.
Forward thinking. Chad, what would you be rocking in the 90s? Were you like a Janko jeans type guy?
I was in a ska band in the 90s, so I was going
dreadful.
But it's so weird. I guess I'm fashion forward because I just got a whole new wardrobe basically. It's like not baggy, but not skinny jeans like you and I kind of typically wear. But I got more of an adult fits, a little baggier. I got baggier sweatpants, so I'm on trend, baby.
Okay. I can also picture you rocking a puka shell necklace like nobody's
yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
I'll post it on Instagram.
All right. Speaking of the 90s, Home Alone is a 90s movie, Christmas movie classic, but the Home Alone house doesn't look like you remember it, okay? That's what a lot of people think of. They think of that rich green. They think of that wallpaper. They think of, just the countertops. A very 90s looking aesthetic. However, the house from the movie sold earlier this year, and before they sold it, it got a very modern upgrade. That's what you're looking at on the bottom. So these are comparisons of scenes from the movie and then the actual house and what it looked like when it sold. They have some fans of Christmas nostalgia in their feels. Critics of the move said that they would have paid more for the house if it looked like it did in the movie. Others offered up a moment of silence for what they say was once a home and now looks like a sterile doctor's office. Others complained the design changes remove the home's soul. However, this is where it gets interesting. The person who bought the house, the new owner, actually plans to revert it back to what it looked like in the movie now. So, if you had the choice, do you prefer that 2025 aesthetic or would you take it back to the 90s?
So let me get this straight. The people that sold the house renovated it to look that way so that they could sell it.
Correct.
But now the person that has bought it is like, oh, let's
said
revert
they
it.
bought the Home Alone house. I want it to look like the Home Alone house, and they're turning it back.
Yeah, it's interesting that they bought it with it being renovated because it doesn't look like what they would have wanted it. So now they've got to go back and spend
even more money
on top of what they paid. But you know what? It's worth it. I think we have to. I actually just watched it with my nephew who just turned 4, and it's like I can't believe I'm watching something that's like how old is the movie?
That movie is pushing, I believe, 35 years old. I think it came out in
I'm showing him a movie for over 30 years ago, and just seeing the magic in him loving it, I'm like, oh, that just hurt my heart when you showed me that picture and it transformed into, like you said, it looks like a dentist's office. Like, no, you got it. You don't have to do every single thing, but I think the general aesthetic should be returned.
Yeah,
absolutely.
David, I mean, if you're buying a house that's famous for being in a movie, for example, wouldn't you want it to look like it did in that movie?
Definitely be interested in that. Like I remember a couple years ago, there was that house makeover show where they did the Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch house, yeah.
Yeah, that seemed pretty cool. And if you're buying the Brady Bunch house, I want it to look like it did with the Brady Bunch.
You want a mid-century modern, like step down into the living room, right?
Yeah, AstroTurf for a lawn. That I don't know about. But between those two houses, the Home Alone, the current renovation versus what it looked like, although I like the renovation, I like it better the old one. I mean, because there's color in it.
Yep.
Which I don't know if you've seen this meme going around. There's a meme going around social media, which comparing the '70s to the 2020s. And they say, like, we've eliminated color from everything. And the best example is McDonald's. If you look at a McDonald's from the 1970s, it's this happy, fun place with all kinds of colors and the playground. Now, today, go look at a McDonald's, and it looks like it's out of the Soviet Union, like a communist bloc, just cookie cutter hamburger place.
Not to go down a random tangent here, but I did read an interesting article about that, and basically it boiled down to real estate. They said a lot of like the fast food places that we grew up going to, the Pizza Hut with the iconic like red roof, and Taco Bell and Arby's, a lot of these restaurants that were like, if you saw them after they closed, you still knew exactly what it was. They wanted to get away from that so that if they eventually closed, they could sell that same building and reuse it for something else without everybody driving by and going, oh yeah, the old Pizza Hut. So that's my random tangent for the night. Keep the comments coming on all these stories and more. We're going to check those YouTube comments coming up. But first, coming up next, getting rid of bachelorette parties. Do you like it or not?
Why not?
We'll be right back.
Absolutely.
All right, welcome back to Do You Like It or Not on this Wednesday night, alongside the Entertainment Esquire, Jay Carter. Thank you so much. Having fun so far?
Yes, I love the topics. Keep them coming.
All right, well, we've got some more for you. A lot of people popped the question around the holiday season, which means a lot of people might be planning weddings as we enter 2026. And one of the things future brides-to-be will have to decide is whether or not they should have a bachelorette party. And one podcast host says it's time to end the tradition, arguing all the events surrounding a wedding are just too much. Take a listen.
Abolish the bachelorette party. Abolish the bachelorette party. None.
Wow, that's an extremely hot take. Why do you say that?
I think
that's a recession indicator.
First of all, like engagement rings, weddings have gotten completely cuckoo bananas.
Agreed.
They're 8-day festivals.
Consumerism at its worst.
I think we're kind of like reaching a saturation point where it's like, is this even fun? Like, what is a signature cocktail? Like, do we even need to do any of this? I went to like, I want to say 6 or 7 weddings this summer.
Wow, this summer.
Yeah, I'm just in that.
You're popular.
Season. Do you remember?
Right.
The 21st. And it's like, I remember it.
Yeah.
It's my whole life.
Yeah,
That is that song. And there was like a lot of long plane trips, and like I love all of these people, but you can really only ask someone to take a plane once for your wedding, if that.
All right, so that's a clip from the Toast podcast. So Jay, the idea of bachelorette parties, do you like them or not, or should they go away?
I don't. you know, if you're going to get rid of something, I don't think you necessarily need to get rid of a bachelorette party. There's some other things, like some additional, like receptions maybe you don't need to do. Like sometimes people do multiple, like they do an engagement dinner, and then they do, you know, they do a party for their cake tasting. They do a party for their dress. I mean, so I hear her on, like, you know, people can kind of go bananas. But
Cuckoo bananas,
but
as a matter of fact.
But I think the bachelorette party, I think it's a staple. I think it's a staple because, you know what's interesting I didn't hear her say? Getting rid of the bachelor party.
I was just going to
You
say.
notice she didn't say that.
The
She
guys
said
get to still go into
bachelorette.
But I do.
Can't get rid of one and not the other.
I would argue, and listen, I know this is not a blanket case, but I would argue that some bachelor parties are a little more low key than some of the bachelorette parties out there.
Okay.
So I can see how things would start to get very expensive, and I also think a lot of guys just like rent tuxes or suits. Women have to buy a lot of dresses and things like that.
Yeah.
So I do think some of the prices can tend to get a little mismatched. Allison, do you like the idea of getting rid of the bachelorette party, or do you think there's other ways to cut costs?
Yeah, I think that it's up to the girlfriend group. I think everybody should be in mind of everybody's financial situation and their busyness situation. So if everybody as a group feels, you know what, we can afford to just sit and have a little brunch, or hey, let's go to the strip club, or whatever it is people want to do it that way. But don't just cut it out. I think the one young lady in the podcast was, she went to 7 weddings in a year. I can see why she doesn't want it.
Yeah, she's got too many friends.
Yeah, for your bride, it's the last hurrah. Like, you got to get out there and party like it's 1999 because you're about to be on lockdown. Like, don't get rid of it.
Melissa, do you agree?
I'd rather get rid of, I agree with Allison. However, I'd rather get rid of people congregating to see what kind of dress I'm going to wear. It's a surprise. It's my day. I don't give a damn what anybody else thinks about the dress I'm going to wear. So if anything I'm going to cut out, is going to be that. But if you're going to cut out a bachelorette, then cut out the bachelor party too as well.
Yeah, I think that would have a lot of guys maybe not agreeing. Oh, Maria, do you like the idea of getting rid of bachelorettes?
Yes, coming from a Nigerian culture, we have parties for everything. I mean, the girl said yes, we have a party after the engagement. The guy knelt down really gentlemanly, let's have a party. It's just so much. And so for one like me who was a nun, I have a very limited wardrobe. So the more parties, I'm thinking, that's another run to the department store. So I love it. I think just simplicity, just wedding, reception, Thanksgiving, I guess. And then there's a baby shower soon, maybe.
Yeah.
And then all the things that come with it. So I'm all for simplicity.
Yeah, we have talked before about how exorbitantly expensive it can get to attend all of the different celebrations, especially if it's a destination for some people.
Wow.
And not necessarily a destination wedding, but maybe one of your close friends doesn't live in the same state as you, so you got to fly for that. You got to fly for the bachelorette. You got to fly for any of those other things as well. And then people start to look at their bank accounts and they start to make decisions about whether it's worth it. And we talked about the price that you would like kind of set of like, oh, I like this person, but I don't like them that much. I don't like them that much. All right, we'll try to squeeze in one more. This next one is for all the foodies. And the question is, how do you decide which new restaurants you want to dine out at? Well, one DC resident says they have had enough of food influencers. If that's what you rely on, they say there are too many of them. They posted on TikTok, I'm sorry, but I'm sick of new DC foodie accounts. Every city needs only a handful of good ones, and we have exceeded that number. So Jay, do you rely on food influencers at all, and do you think we have reached a tipping point where we just have too many people?
I definitely think I rely on them, especially if I was living in LA and I came back to DC. So like DC is a foodie town, just like New York is foodie. I feel like any culture, you could find any culture here, any food here, which I think is awesome, but then you get overwhelmed, right? So I think you need the influencers to kind of guide you. So I definitely think I rely on them. Do we have too many? I don't know. I feel like I only follow a few. And kind of going back to the social media thing, people are always looking for a way to create content because it's a money thing. They're not just doing it for giggles.
Maybe that free meal thing.
Oh yeah, and the free meal thing. Maybe I need to get on that. You know what? You just gave me an idea.
The one thing I would say though, and the thing that
I like that.
and I Tony P, who is a social media influencer, and I call him out on this all the time. It's like nothing can be like secret anymore because every influencer will go find it and
they'll
blast
post
it out,
it.
and then you can't get a reservation. Thank you to everyone who joined us
Yes.
on the Lion Zoom Room. Thanks to everyone watching on Fox 5 BC's YouTube page and Fox Local. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time, same place. The Entertainment Esquire, Jay Carter, thank you so much for joining us. For producer Jim, I'm producer Chris. Have a great night.
Take care.
We're out.